Welcome back to the mini reviews, and for my first mini review in over a month, I'm going to talk about a few movies starring my favorite action movie star, Charles Bronson. I only wish that my mustache could have been a little thicker, but what I have planned for the month of October requires me to be shaved, so this is the last facial hair you'll see of me for a little bit. But anyway, on to the movies. Today I'm going to talk about the Death Wish trilogy. Now, the first Death Wish was a more seriously made film. It handled its subject seriously, and it was made at a time when the New York crime wave was at its worst, 1974. And this was the movie that made Charles Bronson a superstar at the age of 52, baby. In Death Wish, he plays an architect whose wife is killed and his daughter raped by a group of muggers. Fun fact, one of the muggers is played by young Jeff Goldblum in his very first role, and he's credited as Freak Number 1, and he has the very memorable villain line, "Goddamn rich cunt! I kill rich cunts!" And Bronson decides that if the police can't protect the people, then maybe the people should protect themselves. So, he becomes a vigilante, going out at night into New York, killing any mugger or criminal he comes across, saving many people in the process, and while the police are out to get him, saying no one can take the law into their own hands, the citizens of New York see this new mysterious vigilante as a hero. And what's my opinion on it? I fucking love Death Wish. It is still an awesome film that, although a little dated, holds up very well today, and it just kicks major ass, and Charles Bronson, although he often played the gruff, doesn't show much emotion hero, he shows a lot of great acting here, mainly through his facial expressions, showing the pain of a man who's suffered a great tragedy. And he creates a vigilante that you could feel sympathy for, and you could understand him. And the ending is just awesome, because it totally sets up a sequel. And the final shot of this movie, I won't give it away, will have you just smiling going, oh yeah. Death Wish 2. A fun fact I forgot to mention about the first movie, the music score in Death Wish was done by Herbie Hancock. The music in Death Wish 2 was done by Jimmy Page, former guitarist for Led Zeppelin. The first one definitely had a bit of a 70s funk to it, but the second one, made in the 80s, definitely has a more rock feel to it. And this time, Bronson is in LA, where he suffers a very horrible tragedy just like he did in the first film, and he goes once again on a vigilante spree. Although this one is more revenge-fueled rather than justice-fueled, but is still awesome. And as you can see on the cover, we get to see Charles Bronson in a bum getup. And a fun fact, one of the prominent muggers in this film is played by another star before he was famous, Lawrence Fishburne. Although just about every scene with him is pretty nasty, he's intimidating, he rapes a woman, there is one funny scene where he's puffing on a joint going, super fine. And last but not least, Death Wish 3. Featuring the Wildy Magnum, a gun that becomes popular every time Death Wish 3 is played on television. Or so the IMDb says. In this one, Bronson returns to New York to visit an old friend, and he finds that New York is even more overrun with crime than it was last time. This movie was not made as any kind of social commentary, it was just meant to go all balls out crazy. And this one is definitely way goofier than the first two, and it's almost comedic. But at the same time, it has all the crazed action that you love from Charles Bronson, all the no-holds-barred, all the cold-blooded anti-hero-ness, and it just raises your testosterone and causes you to almost orgasm from the rapid gunfire. And like the first two Death Wishes, this one also features another actor that, well, not as big as the first two, was big for a while and got his start in this movie. Alex Winter, who would later go on to be known as Bill from Bill and Ted. And an interesting fact for reasons unknown, Death Wish 3 was filmed in London, made to look up like New York City. In fact, most of the thugs in the movie were from London, and they had to have their voices dubbed later by American actors. Not sure why they did that. I mean, if it was a cost reason, they could have just filmed in Canada like every other Hollywood movie. The first one will appeal to more than just the average action fan, the second one will be the darkest of the three, and the third will satisfy anyone that loves the absurd, ridiculous action movie. Let me put it this way, if you love Rambo First Blood Part 2, you will love Death Wish 3. This has been my first mini review in a while, and I will be putting up more throughout the month of October on every Friday. And after that, I may take another little break, but rest assured, for the month of October, there will be a mini review every Friday, and all of them horror themed.